Hi, I'm Jackie Van Ruller, creator of the Flow Method. And in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about what the Flow Method is and how it can help you get radiant skin, confidence, and put a big smile on your face. So when I started doing the work that I was doing, I was really focused on the beauty and the health benefits. And what I noticed is that my clients would come in, and they began to have clients that were coming in, they were just really stressed. A lot of things going on in their lives, either relationship issues or work issues or whatever was going on in their life, and they would just come in so stressed, and you could see it on their face, like they looked like a different person. And I'd get them on the table, I'd do the work, and they'd come off and they'd be like, oh my God, I feel so good. And their face would change drastically, even just in one session. And I began to notice that the work I do has a huge impact on how you feel emotionally. And what happens is that when you're feeling stress, and usually stress comes from feelings of fear, anger, worry, sadness, all these things, they get stuffed in your nervous system. And your nervous system's holding on to them. And when that happens, your nervous system doesn't work or communicate with your body as well as it should. And kind of like in a relationship, if you're not communicating well, it can cause the relationship to break down. Same thing happens in your body. So all the stress gets stuck inside your body and you can't get it out, and then your body starts to break down. So the work that I do really works to release the stress that you carry around in your nervous system, and it does it quickly like that. And so part of, in my classes, what I do is I teach you how to do that same thing to yourself so that you can release the stress that you carry around with you on a regular basis. So I want to talk a little bit about how some of the emotions show up on your face and how they might show up in your body. And then we can talk about the things that, like the major things on your face that people see that they don't like, and how that can actually easily be changed, even though a lot of times you think it has to be, you have to use Botox or surgery or something like that. Your face is actually changing all the time, and through changing your emotional status and where you're carrying stress in your body, you can actually change the shape of your face and wrinkles and things that you didn't think were possible. I want to talk about the emotion of fear. Fear often shows up on the chin, and short-term fear can show up as breakouts. So I just had a woman stop in my office yesterday. She was trying to find products that might help with some breakouts that she was having on her chin. And I was like, well, the chin is usually related to fear. Are you experiencing any fear in your life right now? And she said, yeah, she was going through this thing at her job, and she wasn't even sure if she had a job anymore. And so she's been really fearful of it. And so I did do a little bit of work on her just to kind of show her what I do. And actually, as soon as she got to the table, she was like, I think I'm going to call so-and-so and do this. And so she had some new insights as to some things that she could do to work on that problem. Because oftentimes if we get stuck in that fear state, we just get stuck and stagnant, and then we don't make good decisions, or the decisions that we make are out of fear. And so by just releasing some of that fear from her body, she was then able to have a couple ideas of things that she could do to kind of give her some peace of mind as to whether she did still have a job. Long-term, fear is going to show up as an increase in wrinkles in this area. So you're going to get increased wrinkling on your chin or dimpling on your chin, things like that. Fear can also lead to anxiety, and anxiety will show up on your face as bumps or patches in this area of the forehead. Now, long-term fear can have an effect on your body, causing stiffness in your joints, arthritis. It can affect your bones, and long-term lead to things like osteoporosis. It can also affect your brain and spinal cord with things like brain fog, poor memory, memory loss, and then in extreme cases, even things like MS and conditions like that. Anger oftentimes shows up on your face, kind of around your eyes and on your nose. And anger can show up as acne. It can show up as blackheads. If the anger is related more to like your life vision or your work, a lot of times it shows up around your eyes. It can show up as like milia, cysts, styes, or different things like that. And then the effects on the body are usually related to things like headaches, muscle tension, migraines, or it can attack the reproductive system. So in women, you may have things like endometriosis or PCOS, cramping around your periods, and hormonal changes in both men and women. So a lot of times with women who have their emotion is anger, it can show up as, excessive hair on the chin, and I've actually seen that be reversed through these techniques. Sadness can show up. Usually it's shows up as psoriasis or eczema, any sort of skin rash, rosacea, sensitive skin, can all be related to sadness, and sometimes it'll show up in the cheek area. And usually sadness can be more related to things going on with the respiratory system. So it can be asthma, chronic or COPD, anything going on with the respiratory system. So I did talk to a woman in a hall once. We were talking about what I did, and she's like, I've had these like breakouts like right here. They keep coming and I can't get rid of them. And I was like, well, that can usually be related to something going on with your respiratory system. Have you had anything happening, any chronic sinus infections or anything like that? She's like, I had pneumonia twice this year. And then I just kind of explored a little further, because this is when I was just really getting into that emotional connection as well. And I was like, well, a lot of times that has to do with like sadness or grief, anything going on in that area. She's like, yeah, I broke up with, my boyfriend of 2 years, shortly before this happened. And so then that was showing up on her face. So as you can see, your face is really just a reflection of where you carry stress, how you carry stress in your body. And so the flow method is all about relieving that stress that you carry in your body. And then when you're carrying stress, a lot of times the solutions to your problems, come from that fear state, or they come from that state of stress. So once their stress is relieved, all of a sudden you may get new ideas about the problems you have, new insights, or your mountainous problems will seem more like molehills afterwards. So that's what I love about the flow method. And I would love to have you experience it through one of my classes or coming in for an introductory session. I look forward to seeing you soon. And if this is a video that you think could help somebody that you know, please pass it on. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any other videos talking about how what shows up on your face is a reflection of what's going on in your body and how you can fix it.